Hello fight fans, Mr. Rickster here, another talk video from outside the corner of fans' perspective. According to Eddie Hearn, Tyson Fury's next fight is going to be Francis Ngannou in an exhibition bout with, get this, apparently no knockdown rules. Now, if this is the case, they might as well fight in some big sumo inflatable costume and put massive inflatable boxing gloves on, hadn't they? Or just fight with a couple of pillows, because this is absolutely absurd. You know, we talked about the WBC champion of the world here. You know, fighting in someone who's not a boxer and just fighting an exhibition fight. It's ridiculous. You should be fighting someone in the WBC rankings, especially someone probably in the top 15 now. Tyson Fury has had no mandatory for at least 14 months. You know, his last mandatory was Dillian White back in April 2022. And which is absolutely absurd in its own right. You know, the WBC need to shape up really, because there's a lot of their champions like the Charlos and that have not had any mandatories for years, really, almost. It's ridiculous. It's almost like you can just sort of be the champion and not have any mandatory for at least 2 years. It's absolutely stupid. And if they allow their champion, who's representing them in the heavyweight division, to fight someone who's not a boxer in an exhibition bout with no knockdown rules, it's embarrassing. It really is. It's absolutely embarrassing. It's you don't get this in any other boxing, you know, the governing bodies, with like the WBO, the IBF, WBO. You don't get any. They have to have their mandatories quite regular. So now, I know they tried to force Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz, which is the number 1 and number 2, to have a final eliminator. But even that's ridiculous, because Fury already beat Deontay Wilder. And then Deontay Wilder basically just touched Robert Alanius, who dropped on the floor after 30 seconds. And then automatically Deontay Wilder then becomes the number 1 challenger again for the WBC, which, that's stupid. I mean, he should have, he'd been out the ring for a year. He should have had at least a couple more fights to get back in the swing of things. And then maybe if he'd have had a couple of decent fights, then yeah, maybe you could put him as the number 1 challenger. Andy Ruiz is a bit different. He did fight Luis Ortiz and a few others. But the WBC are a joke. Tyson Fury's a joke. The WBC should definitely be, someone like Sanchez. They should be saying like Sanchez should be the mandatory. Because you've got Joshua, who's 3rd. But obviously they know that Joshua's tied up with this Saudi Arabian thing. He's fighting Deontay Wilder in December, so they don't want to really go anywhere near that. Them leaving Deontay Wilder to his own devices. It looks like them leaving Andy Ruiz. Now, Andy Ruiz is a bit different, because I know Tyson Fury did offer him a fight. But again, there's a common trend in boxing at the minute where all these boxers are offering only 25%. So Andy Ruiz straight away turned down the 25% offer from Tyson Fury, which I think he's got every right to do so. They should be offering a bit more money than that. As I say, it is a common trend at the minute, because I know Devin Haney offered Shakur Stevenson 25% to fight him, and there's a few others in the boxing world at the minute that seem to think that they can just offer other boxers just stupid percentages, where they know full well they're not going to accept it. And then they can just turn around and say, well, I offered them a fight and they didn't want to accept. And Deontay Wilder's done the same, hasn't he, with Andy Ruiz? He's turned down and offered him something like 25%. Now, both of them on their last fights, both their pay-per-view numbers was exactly the same. They did about just under 70,000 pay-per-views each, so it's just baffling. As I say, if the WBC allow this to go on, it's ridiculous, so I'm just going to leave it there for now. I'll catch you all in the next one when we'll be ducking and diving, bobbing and a weaving. Ciao for now.